As a city, Mumbai is not alien to the concept of recycling, but recycling is something that we've been hearing a lot these days. It has been an age, a day when people didn't know about. We got right now Dr. Prakash Mahanwar with us, who happens to be from Institute of Chemical Technology, and here he's director in distance education, Mumbai University. Dr. Mahanwar, it's an honor speaking to you. You talked about recycling and plastic when nobody knew about it. Take us to the challenges you went through when you were through Dharavi, when it was a lesser known place. Today we all know about it. What was the scene then and now?
See, Dharavi is a very low economical zone and it's crowded. If you see, say down the line 10 years, right from 2010, there were many small scale businesses where you have leather tanning, textile reprocessing, plastic reprocessing, metal reprocessing, and lot of only reprocessors were there. You name a product and you will find the product in Dharavi. Right from a very small product, it's a gum bottle. They used to manufacture gum bottle in the Dharavi. You name your very sophisticated suitcase, travel bag, your aristocrat and such kind of new big brands. They used to have some parts manufactured at Honorary. And this was basically from plastics and textiles, and which was recycled plastics and textiles. It happened to be in Honorary conference, we were talking about the recycling and the future for recycling of plastic. And we have been invited to submit a proposal to find out what are the technological gaps at the Honorary plastic recycling. The work was entrusted to ICT, then UDCT. I was one of the coordinator or main coordinator for that project. Believe me, it was very difficult to penetrate in this such a huge crowded area. They initially they never used to open up themselves for giving the information what exactly they are doing. So slowly we became the friends. Few people working as a businessman, we became friends, and now today I can enter in any part of Dhara, and that's how I realized how big the recycling business is. Thereafter we are percolated, or we are out from Dharavi and then all across Mumbai and now all across Maharashtra, hoping to go to all across India for recycling and making the awareness program for the society. See, today what we talk about recycling is not a problem with the society. How to dispose the plastic safely or systematically, that is the only concern. And that's why recycling, 10 years old recycling process and the recycling process which are available today is a big difference. If you see, the maximum recycling business for plastic comes from Dharavi and nearby area. The granules which they make, those are of best quality, very close by to the virgin material. Today, the recycled components are almost 30% the plastic components in the vehicles are made up of recycled plastic. Now, why people say still there is a problem for recycling? This is not a problem for heavy weight plastics, used plastics, but it's a problem for very low weight plastics. Very simple, like your chocolate wrappers. Now, we eat the chocolate and just throw the wrapper there instead. Now, who will collect that? For that, there is a process for recycling, but somebody has to recollect and process it. The recycling basic fundamental requirement is proper collection of waste plastic material, and then process starts, segregation and then processing and granulation. So today's society has to get themselves ready for helping the environment, for making plastics more and more society acceptable, and not reject them, not reject the plastic. You cannot go away from plastics at this moment, or even for decades together in future. So you have to be with the plastic. Only thing is we have to train ourselves how to dispose it properly. Thank you.
Since plastic is a necessary evil, just like friction, without that it's tough to move on. What is the way forward that you see? Because for a city like Mumbai with its own problems, and you are comparing it to a place, Dharavi, which is a world in itself. I mean, the GDP out there compares to the best places in Taiwan also. So keeping that in mind, I mean, your 2 cents, because you've worked in this space for a long time, what will be your advice to government of Maharashtra, government of India? How should they tread upon this very sensitive issue?
If you see the total consumption of plastic, rest of the world and India just touching 10 kg per capita, whereas the developed countries, Europe and China, is more than 35 to 40 kg per capita. So for them, recycling not become a problem, even though the per capita consumption is very, very high, because that much quantum of plastic is collected back and they are processing in a big way. We have very small consumption of plastic. Of course, it is going to go up. It's a huge potential, huge market for plastic, and that will huge potential and profitable business for plastic recycling also. So today the recycling is not being happening properly, because there are both government contribution also needed and societal contribution also needed. Because of the gap between these two, the plastic recycling not becoming economically viable. To make plastic economically viable, let's the manufacturer participation should be there, that government policies should be there, and then societal participation should be there. So it's a three-way combination. And moment it's three-way combination, that your plastic recycling business will become profitable business. Now in this, of course, plastic consumption has to go up, and that too not small weight or low weight plastic material, but little 25 microns above, so that it can be recollected systematically. And moment it's recollected properly in a huge quantity, you can have break-even point capacity recycle plants which can be set up properly. Now, as far as the municipal corporation participation is concerned, now municipality is little bit awakened, and they made some stringent rules for the societies also. If you don't segregate dry and wet garbage, your garbage will not be picked up. So municipality has to impose some of the strict norms. Then and only the segregation will be possible, and recycling will be more profitable and more systematic.
Talking about corporates, companies, we have seen a trend. Recently, trade bodies said that CSR is a nice booster dose for the economy. It should be increased, and that CSR fund should be used for putting up recycling plants, because environment protection is a very important integral part of whichever governance we talk about. We talk about ESG also. So many things are coming through. Do you think CSR should be effectively used in this regard?
CSR definitely should be used in a systematic manner, but it's a proper taxes which could be levied on manufacturer and then end users. See, unless and until you don't pinch end user, they will not take care of how to dispose of used plastic. Now, for example, one of the example is your PET bottles. Have you seen any time now PET bottles are littering around? No, because now if you put one plastic bottle, PET bottle in a particular place, that is the collector, you get 5 rupees. Right? Now, what I suggest is, even there is a whatever packaging which they are using, let's say for Lay's, the for multi-layer packaging is there. Now that should be little bit higher, chargeable than the whatever container is inside. And if you return it back, you can get that money back. That will be one of the effective way of collection of waste plastics or used plastic. If otherwise it has no value, because you eat the contents inside and just throw it. Nobody is bothered to pick it up, and that creates a problem. So along with CSR, there should be a levy, or there should be charges on the packaging material, which should be charged by the manufacturers and should be collected from the end user. And those funds should be used for collection and recycling, processing of your plastics. Then it is possible. So only pressurizing companies or manufacturers to spare some amount of money from their profits as a service to society is not going to help. Let's add additional amount to the end users, so that end users can responsibly return back the used plastic at a particular place only. They will not just throw away. Because moment I spend something, I always bother, no, I should get something out of it again. Like in the newspapers, So those are that way those are biodegradable. But we systematically keep it collected and then sell it to the waste collector, because there we get at least 10-15 rupees per kg. That exactly should happen, and then this problem will be taken care completely.
So finally, keeping all these issues in mind, 10 years, 20 years down the line, do you find any solution to this?
Yes, there is. We should, what we can say, we should learn, we should take the responsibility of the environment. What responsibility? Whatever I am doing, whatever I am throwing out, it should not create any adverse effect on the environment. So whatever we do, then it is going to happen. Otherwise, the government policies, government rules are not going to work out. Unless and until each and every factor person takes own responsibility to save the planet, nothing is going to happen.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahanwar. Despite being on holiday, you spared your precious time. Thanks for talking to Modern Business TV. Thank you, sir.